Well, electric and part electric cars are hitting the mainstream market with the Chevy Volt and the Nissan Leaf, and NRG Energy is betting on this trend and making the first private investment in the country in EV charging stations. They're doing it in Houston. CEO David Crane joins us now from Houston. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Poppy.
First of all, you're focusing on Houston. How is it going to work logistically?
Well, first of all, you have to understand that the principal limiting factor to electric vehicles is not the range of the car anymore. It's range confidence. People are concerned about driving the car too far a distance if they don't have a place to plug it in. So we're going to solve the range anxiety issue and turn it into range confidence. And the way we're going to do that is by offering a package, which I think about cell phones, particularly think about cell phones maybe 15 or 20 years ago. It's a package deal where we're going to put the main charger in the EV owner's garage. We're going to give them an unlimited amount of electricity to charge their car, and we're going to give them access to a series of convenience chargers that we're going to strategically place around the greater Houston area, so that an EV owner is never more than a few miles away from a convenience charger.
Your pricing model is interesting. It's $49 to $89 a month. Why are you charging up front rather than charging people by the amount that they end up using?
Well, because of those three elements of the package that we talked about, actually the electric cars are so fuel efficient in terms of electricity that the electricity that you consume is actually the smallest component of the three in terms of expense to us. And so it's one fixed payment. By the way, it's one fixed payment that you will pay through your home electricity bill. So you don't even have to write out another check every month.
How many electric cars, David, need to be on the road in Houston to make this a profitable venture for you?
Well, I think that you would say that the number in order for it to be profitable would be sort of in the several thousand, and to be frank, Poppy, it's going to, just in terms of the amount of product that's going to be on the market, that's not going to happen in 2011.
Right.
It may or may not happen in 2012, but the infrastructure charge that we're imposing, I mean, you mentioned $10 million, and $10 million is a lot to an individual, but that's not a lot of money in terms of infrastructure. Because you have to remember that the thing that makes the electric vehicle so much better than the hydrogen vehicle or the compressed natural gas vehicle is you don't need to duplicate this giant fueling infrastructure. All you need to do is connect the transportation infrastructure to the home infrastructure. So all we're really doing is tying your car to your home electricity.
What do you need to see to be willing to put your money, your name behind this and expand it nationwide?
Well, I think first it's proof of concept. I mean, everything in the car world is about what happens at the point of sale. And Americans who buy electric vehicles are going to have to be educated that they need to look beyond just what's the price point for the car. They have to ask the questions that cell phone owners used to have to ask. Where can I use it, and how much is it going to cost me to use it? And we feel that we have the ideal package for the consumer to be able to answer those questions in a way that's incredibly convenient and cost effective. But we could be wrong. If no American consumer who owns an electric vehicle wants this package, then we won't be taking it outside of Houston, and the $10 million investment would have been, it would have been a good shot, but it didn't work.
You've partnered, as I said before, with the likes of Best Buy, Walgreens to install these charging stations right out in front of their stores. Looking at possibly down the road partnering with municipalities, say having charging stations next to parking meters, is that something that you're considering?
The idea of public chargers, I think, is an idea that has to be worked on, and it definitely has to be worked on in cities where a very high percentage of cars are parked in public spaces like New York City and San Francisco. But that's not the initial thrust of what we're looking at right now. We expect people to charge their cars in their garage, and a lot of people in Houston, that's where most people in Houston park their car. There may be an office plug. We have partners who want to provide a plug at the office. We call it our REV program, Ready for Electric Vehicles. And then we'll have these convenience chargers at retailers like, as you said, Walgreens and Best Buy and HEB.
And finally, David, any message from Republican lawmakers poised to take over leadership in both the energy and the environmental committees? Any word from them on their take on this?
I take great confidence, within within the context of it being Washington still, that when President Obama says I can work with the Republicans on natural gas, nuclear power, and electric vehicles, and Senator McConnell says, yes, I can work with him on those as well, that we should be able to get something done in the electric vehicle area that actually accelerates the market penetration of electric vehicles in this country.
So you'd say this is a bipartisan issue?
I think it's a bipartisan issue, but Poppy, let me emphasize, what we're announcing here today is a private sector initiative.
So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they think for you.
Well, the most important thing, Poppy, and I hope that you'll use your influence on this, is to get HOV lanes turned into green lanes so that plug-in vehicles can use them even with one driver. And that's something that the government can do with the stroke of a pen. They don't need to, that has no impact on the budget deficit or anything. So that's the most important single thing that we're going to be looking for from Washington.
All right, we'll see if it happens. David Crane, thanks for your time.